I wonder, how do they make sugar cubes? Because I always see like teas with sugars or coffee with sugar cubes. Is it just sugar with liquid sugar in between it? Because I could believe it, it'd just be really weird. Are sugar cubes the equivalent of Rice Krispie treats? Or the sugar equivalent of Rice Krispie treats? I doubt they use marshmallow though, although that'd be a really interesting dynamic. You're just shoving liquid marshmallows into coffee or tea, which... Okay, let's never speak of that again. Banish that thought from our minds. It's time for us to hopefully load into the actual game fairly soon and begin the first mega project of Stellaris. The Strategic Coordination Center, something I've been looking forward to for quite some time. I still think there should be a Colossus of some kind, whose main focus is just to be a mobile shipyard. I still think that would be fairly cool. Alright. Alright. Alright, Ascension perk-wise. Can we finally make use of some of these hive worlds? Social planet class that is uninhabitable for non-hive-minded pops, but are not limited by planetary features and how many generator mining and agricultural districts they can support. Pops living on hive worlds have their resource output increased by 10%. Yes. I have no reason not to take it. I can't believe I had completely forgotten about it. Alright. Yatra. We're building an alloy megaforge. But then, planetary decision. Sorry, it's terraforming. Oh god, that's 10%. Or it's 10%. It's 10,000 energy. Why is everything 100%? Oh, that's right. We've made our leaders and population extremely good at living on these planets. Well, let's just quickly get ourselves the 10k energy. Because Yatra, you'll be our very, very first terraformed world. Into our very first hive world. How long will this take? A multitude of years, but hopefully it'll be worth it. It wasn't a special world to begin with, so probably all the non-special worlds. We'll see what the hive world ends up doing, and then we'll just see if all the non-special worlds can be converted. What else was I doing in the meantime? So, let me get my bearings straight before actually continuing. So, we are currently upgrading our starbases in an attempt to prepare ourselves for multiple coming wars. What are you? Oh, you are the ancient caretakers. Well, I hate you, but I know I can't fight you. You are our great and glorious Jesus Christ military installation with an 84k space station. I really would like to know, how good are these? Okay, each one's like 5k in terms of power, and you have dark matter reactors. Great. Perfect. I was just seeing how likely it was for me to be able to take on that place, and considering they have 200k in terms of defenses, and I'm barely scratching 100k to begin with, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. On the bright side, we also have a large amount of worlds that we could suddenly colonize, should we so choose. And many of them don't actually have anything particularly good on them. Except we could turn things into, like, high-grav worlds, or something similar. Let's see, Isolated Valley. Oh, alien zoos. Well, of course I'd keep that if I could. Yeah, so let's just make a quick gander at all the nearby planets, see if any of them are remotely worthwhile. You aren't protected, you have dust caverns and crystalline caverns, so you have every reason I would like to keep you. And this should be the other Fallen Empire. Yes. You are the conservers. With precious little time for your kind. Hey! We're starting to match you. That's not good. That means one of them is going to awaken soon. I'd rather not have that happen. Where are our military... Okay, I'll figure out our military situation later. All I know is I have several worlds that are capable of being colonized. But the answer is, should we colonize them? And that answer is probably yes. So yeah, we'll create a batch of colony vessels and start sending them out to start colonizing the place. We have a lot of places that we can go and so little time to start getting them set up. So where are all our shipyards? Each and every single shipyard will, if they can, make a colony ship of some kind. Now, this is going to, of course, play hell with the economy, but at the end of the day, we should have a hilarious amount of people. I don't even have any idea where every single one of these can go. I just know that they're all going to go somewhere.
We have surveyed the system.
We're going to take out the star bases. You can reinforce, but at what cost? So you are on your way. Build yourselves an outpost and let us just claim all this stuff, because we're gaining a ludicrous amount of regular resources. We're gaining 16 dark matter per turn. That's just terrifying. I want to upgrade these star bases even further, but I don't exactly have that option. However, considering one of our star bases probably equals the might of their entire military, he says now looking at the star bases and realizing how woefully, woefully underpowered they actually probably are. Hello?
Our construction is complete.
You have your own decent defenses? How good are they? They're about as good as ours. You're actually remotely threatening. I don't like that. Their fleet power is merely inferior. I'm gonna have to fix that soon. In the meantime, we're almost
Technology conceived.
at the level of alloys that we're looking for. Manifest Destiny is
Our
nice.
construction is complete.
We could just improve this once again, but I don't need... The armed vessels discovered in orbit is an abandoned military starcraft called the Neferi's Pride. Lightframe and evasion hardware suggests it was built for long-distance patrol missions, but has since been retrofitted into a long-range stealth bomber. Records of the ship's comms reveal it was hijacked by a rebel guerrilla on its way to perform a strike against a secret complex called the Yvan Labs, said to hold a weapon so powerful it could win them in the war. When they were shot down, we've extracted the ship's designation. Go send a ship. What do I want to do here? I don't need the Strategic Coordination Center. Maybe it's time to just start getting admin cap. We're never going to actually hit the admin cap, but every single one of these will reduce the cost of basically everything within our empire. We don't necessarily need food. Sure, for giggles, let's just start getting admin cap boosts. Oh Jesus, you need to be reinforced. All of our fleets need to be reinforced in some way, shape, or form. But as of right now, I just want to buy more of this. Which I can't afford, but it's not for lack of trying.
We have found an anomaly.
There's a lot of anomalies.
Our construction is complete.
Can I buy more? Yes. Which means... let's start the rebuild procedure. Awaken, awaken. A Strategic Coordination Center. Speaking of which,
Our construction is
because
complete.
it's literally a mega structure that is going to be under our command, right next to these guys here, who, if they wake up, they'll be extremely peeved at me. Should actually fix it. Alright, situation log, the labs, track on map. Go. It's in our territory. Good, we have a science vessel. Oi. Research the project, then turn back around. Yep.
Our situation log is updated.
Let's
Our
just...
construction is complete.
Let's bombard the planet. How's our cohesion? Okay, it should never be a problem.
Technology conceived.
We now unlock the research for the Sentry Array. And now we have the enigmatic encoder, a nice little augment, and the enigmatic decoder. Or the Science Nexus, which would be amazing for research. Would love to, but we're already working on another mega project, so you know what, let's just get the encoder and decoder. Because while those things are amazing, I'd rather, you know, keep our things kind of safe. Keep our investments in the future kind of safe. How long is this going to take? It's going to take a long time. Now the real talk, how many planets are yelling? You are building more districts, so you shouldn't yell any further. Just in case you continue to do that, we'll build another generator district, considering that's your eventual end. When
Our
it
special
finishes up.
project is complete.
Sweet. Transmutation circle. It's finished. I always forget where the maintenance drones are. Admittedly, I also don't look very closely for them. And then you'll get a sentinel post, because you always will. This little world here also needs jobs. Right, this world is not specialized. Calls itself an agri-world, but that's a lie. What society I'm playing, Nick? I'm playing a Devouring swarm. Unfortunately, because I like to micromanage to an insane degree, I tend to go through almost all my planets and just keep upgrading them. Considering I don't ever trust the AI in these games, because they rarely, if ever, feel like they do a good enough job for me. Right, this was an AI planet. I mean, you're kind of a half-refining world. So I could always just keep... What? Oh, wait, I'm actually out of minerals? That's fine. They're dirt cheap. I'll just sell... what do I want to sell? Boom. Then just buy another 5,000 minerals so I can keep building. Alright, now we have a bunch of colony ships. So I have even more colonies to build. Hallelujah. So wherever they are will basically determine where I send them. We are looking for worlds that are 18 or better as the cutoff, and I know that there are several within my empire. Would you look at that? Here's one of them now. Might have high gravity, but we can make it work. Probably that relic world there, which we also need to fix up before too long. Well, we need to do the excavation there. Oh, speaking of which. Since you're one of the people who are in chat, I don't have to go digging to find a name. Nick4359 Prime. Welcome. Next world. You are all the way out here. You have a desert world that's actually pretty helpful. Yep, that's the desert world. Let us go. We have more people. We do the same as before, except one other that I did. This. Slokul. Prime. Welcome. What is... Okay, you can just be instantaneously terraformed. Can I colonize a world that's in the process of terraforming? Okay, no, there's no reason to do something like that. Mostly because I can't easily afford something like that just yet. There's a point of absurdity that we've long since passed. I guess we'll colonize this one as well? Sure. Well, I'm officially out of names, so we'll just leave these unnamed for the time being. Who are you? You're going to an arid world that is right here. And this is another world that we could easily just terraform into a hive world when the time comes. Last but not least, we do have this size 17 relic world. And there is no downside to colonizing this planet. It really does genuinely suck. Well, okay, they all would suck in terms of agriculture, but we can colonize it. And, well, actually, how many alloys are we making? We aren't making enough. I want to get the rubricator. I really do genuinely want to get the rubricator, but affording that is difficult. Especially considering this thing is just eating away at my resources. One day I could finally reinforce the fleets. But this day is not that day. No, they say. I actually just... I physically just don't have enough resources. I wish I did. Everything is so expensive. Ah, okay. Science vessel, science vessel. What do I want to do with you?
We have claimed a new nest.
I don't actually know what you were sciencing before. Right, you were sciencing this relic world up here. In Egglore.
Our special project is complete.
Our scientists have returned from the Zavan labs unscathed with footage collected from the facility's security cameras. It shows lab scientists bound and gagged as guerrilla soldiers pry open the weapon's strongbox, but to their dismay, the box is empty. Only minutes later, the rebels can be seen writhing in the floor in intense agony, dark patches swelling across their bodies, then their skin rips and gray, unidentifiable matter spits out. Matter continues to expand, swirling hypnotically around them, and one of the scientists activates the emergency system. Sprinklers douse the room in liquid, and an electric surge passes through it, executing all living things. Here, the footage ends. Our crew can confirm that the strongbox was indeed empty. Spooky. At some point, well, not some point, soon I'll get it. I just need to actually reinforce the fleets. If it weren't so expensive to keep buying alloys.
We have claimed a new nest.
There's going to be a lot of a we have claimed a new nest, we have claimed a new nest soon.
Our construction is complete.
What, this game is fairly violent. Unless you're referring to how big my empire is, which it's not that big given the scope of the galaxy. And the fact that we're running into... Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4... Not again.
Our construction is complete.
Not again. Okay. So, there's this annoying thing about this game where it loves spawning weird stuff right next to me. So I'm currently adjacent to 4 fallen empires, and technically am adjacent to 2 marauding factions because of the way the wormholes work. Speaking of which, that reminds me, this one needs to be upgraded immediately, because I'm not going to risk the marauders just coming through unmolested.
Our construction is complete.
Ah, that's fair. Yes, 4 fallen empires. Right up here, we have the enigmatic observers. To my immediate right, we have the Keepers of Knowledge. To my immediate left, we have the military isolationists, which I've just discovered. And to the south of them, we have the Ancient Caretakers. Needless to say, I'm not exactly happy about how this all turned out, but I guess I'll just deal with it.
Our construction is complete.
I just need to wipe out a lot of them. I just need to build up a big enough fleet and start wiping out my problems. There's nothing here that a good fleet can't solve. Hey, you can upgrade. When you're done with that, upgrade the Hive Nexus. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we finally have the mid-game crisis. What we've been waiting for the past... it's only 12 years since the mid-game crisis was eligible. For the first time in recorded history, the warring factions of the Cinematus have united under a single great Khan. This mysterious warlord who, according to some accounts, is a powerful psychic, has emerged from their warrior caste and accomplished what most thought impossible. Through a combination of guile, charisma, and military genius, the newly crowned Great Khan has won the utter loyalty and devotion of all Cinematus factions. Now that they are no longer busy killing each other, the Cinematus are turning their attention elsewhere. Great fleets are amassing for war, crewed by eager warriors who are now steadfast comrades in arms despite having been mortal enemies mere months prior. Okay, I don't think it's the one to my immediate north. I am Franz of Magenta, Great Khan of the Cinematus Horde, and I am here to announce to the galaxy that a new age is upon us. The dark era where Cinematus would senselessly butcher one another for scraps of resources or a misguided sense of honor has finally come to an end. I solemnly promise my people a new beginning through the formation of a great empire that will forever enshrine the name of Cinematus species in the annals of galactic history. Snickers and Devouring Swarm. To those who would stand in our way, know this: I will stop at nothing to realize the true destiny of my people. If you oppose us, the Cinematus Horde will grind you to dust. Strong words. Yes, so they're not adjacent to me this time. So, where are they? Great Khan! There they are. They're not adjacent to me this time. There's an unexplored wormhole here. There are L-gates, so if I actually want to sabotage them, I could toss up the L-gates and force them to travel through there, but I feel like that'd be a bad idea. I'll just let this thing go around. The one way into my empire is through what will soon become a citadel, so I should be okay. On the bright side,
Technology conceived.
if I really want to, I can destroy the 2 star bases I have here because they're not completely useless. Let's get the alloy nanoplants. I can improve my battleship hull points again, but I really, really, really need more alloys per month. I'm just not making enough. I wish I could see how much... Oh, details. What does it produce per month? No wonder it's so weak. My missiles are still garbage. Sorry, I have to look back every once in a while because it doesn't feel like it's polite enough to inform me when something is going wrong. Oh god, when all these upgrade. So, can I terraform the planet? That's a relic world. Never mind. Can I terraform this planet? Yes, I can terraform this planet while it's being colonized. Well, if I could afford it easily, which is a lot harder than it looks, I'll gladly do so. What? 0%? No, that's gotta be a joke. Alright, we'll just terraform and delete most of the wildlife. Speaking of which, you. I love a little science vessel. We have a little excavation to deal with. What? Assist research? No. Oh, you're not done colonizing, so I can't start excavating it yet. I shouldn't take you away. You know, turn back, continue assisting research. Whoops. How long until my strategic coordination center is done? Everything is taking forever. I shouldn't have high hopes. Hey, the enigmatic cache. Too bad I'm gonna have to kill you.
Our construction is complete.
I always assumed that it didn't just roll through space. I had assumed the enigmatic cache would fly long ways instead of sideways.
Our situation log is updated.
How much for it? 2 months. Cost me virtually nothing. We'll just get some engineering research, but if I remember correctly, you need to do this to get the ability to contact the cache.
We have claimed a new nest.
How tough was Sanctuary again? I might be able to actually claim Sanctuary.
Our special project is complete.
Yeah, they're not actually that tough, except for like the 10k fleet, but beyond that, nothing else here is really that defensive. So I could just drag a science vessel, most of my military vessels over here. This is still going to be a little bit before this colony finishes developing. I'll be done by the end of this year. I also haven't rebuilt my ships with their jump drives yet. You can still be reinforced? Did I mess up? Oh, right, battleships. Right, that's where the majority of the fleet power comes from. Right. A sad, sad day to their legacy. Oh no, the thing I can't use has been eaten. I'm just gonna probably forget about it, and it's gonna come back to bite me at like the worst possible opportunity. Alright. So these two together are about 70k. So let us begin the long march. Actually, I know pausing will get tiring, but this is just how the game works at a certain point. Alright, I needed to get rid of Siggy, right? No, Siggy was the better one at the time. We have Titan ships. Dude, why not give it a perdition beam? It is not obsolete by a long shot. Shield dampener. I'd honestly rather take the inspiring defenses, or the inspiring boost. Ship fire rate, considering ours tend to be better. The plasma thrower versus, what are we dealing with? Gamma laser? Never mind. These are actually about as good as they can get. This is really disappointing. There we go. Let's leave it as puns. Okay, nothing's producing you. Oh god, you're horrible. If I told you to auto-design, clear all my designs and we'll see what happens. No, let's not do something that insane. Toss in a jump drive. You've got the best impulse, you've got the best of this. Get your autonomous intellect. You've already got your best shields, best repair systems. There's not really anything you could equip yourself with that would be better. Of course I want to overwrite this design. There's a lot of things I need to upgrade. Ship designer. No, not fleet manager. That's not at all what I'm looking for. I guess everything should... Oh. Even with the reactor booster, you can't afford it. That would cause a lot of problems. I want to turn on auto upgrade so bad just to clear out most of this garbage. That every other... Oh well, you've got your Tachyon Lance, your nice little artillery boat, and beyond that, nothing else needs to change. There. These puns are going to get more and more atrocious, purely because they're not letting me trash my older designs. I should just trash my older designs because I'm going to get confused. Okay, there we go. This is significantly easier to see. The only downside is I'm actually going to have to redesign you. Can I just give you Gauss Cannon instead? No, they're about the same. All small. So versus your Gauss Cannon. Double. I just toss in a Ripper auto gun instead. It should be a lot better. And there we go.